Juju gang. Late notice, shorter live stream today. I wanted to do today's episode live instead of pre-recording it. It's actually easier on me, and I think it's more fun. I see everyone tuning in the chat. So I got a lot of things to talk about. Today's episode, though, will kind of center around quarter one deliveries. It'll be a brief episode here. Let me know in the chat if I'm tuning in okay, coming in okay. I see everyone tuning in here. But let's talk about deliveries. Today was the end of the quarter. Well, I guess tonight is. Tomorrow is April 1st, April Fool's Day. And so as we move into the end of the quarter, I think Tesla is going to really surprise Wall Street this quarter. Now, again, I think partly to my thesis here is that expectations have been lowered quite a bit. I tweeted this out today. I said with deliveries this weekend, I think, and by the way, delivery numbers should be coming out probably Saturday morning is my guess, maybe Sunday, but it should be out nonetheless by Monday, trading day. With deliveries this weekend, I tweeted, I think street expectations are nicely lowering the bar. Despite the lockdowns, Shanghai, and shortages, we know Tesla's ability to pivot is world-class. The way I see it, if they miss, then they have an excuse, multiple excuses. If they meet, it's a beat. And if they beat, it's incredible. And I think because expectations have been lowered so much for this quarter, and to be honest, understandably so. I mean, lockdowns are happening in Shanghai. We already had a couple. Had a couple of days of Shanghai lockdowns a couple of weeks ago. You know, and by the way, Tesla was still, I think, working through that lockdown. I think street is more tame for this quarter. Now, if you're curious what the street is at, Gary Black tweeted this out. Awesome. I see all the comments coming in. By the way, hit subscribe if you're new here or if you haven't already. Thank you, Mimi. Okay, so Gary Black tweeted this out. Per Bloomberg, Tesla quarter one delivery estimates are now 309,000. I continue to view the first quarter print as less important, assuming Giga Shanghai reopens next week after the shutdown. Austin event next week should drive Tesla higher, assuming a Cybertruck update. There's going to be no Cybertruck update. I'm just throwing that out there now. And in front of the 2022 proxy. Remember, the proxy is the little note that's going to go out regarding the split and everything on the annual general meeting. And then Gary, very nicely for us, screenshots the Bloomberg terminal where street consensus is of brokers versus consensus and how the breakdown is going. Now, what's interesting is all reports are showing kind of like world-class delivery, world-class production happening already. And the ramp is still very low, mind you. It's about 1,000 a week is the rumored production level for Berlin already. I think that's amazing already. And we're getting photos out of Berlin as well, with Model Ys going out on semis for delivery in Berlin all around Europe. And even in Italy, actually, we got some news today regarding that. But remember, I mean, we've had analysts that know Tesla inside and out, giving us really signals throughout the quarter. If you remember this tweet from Sawyer Merritt regarding Trip Chowdhury's note on Tesla, remember, this was dated March 14th. He said, global equities research analyst Trip Chowdhury reiterated an overrate rating and a $1,500 price target. Chowdhury proclaims delivery activity in the quarter is, quote, monstrous. And remember, he's looking at Fremont, right? He's not really looking overseas or, in Shanghai mostly at that time. And he says, his notes are sequentially Model S Plaid, the 130,000 car, deliveries are up 15%. He's saying, and the S Plaid has high margins. Got to remember that. That's going to be key for projecting earnings this year or this quarter. And then seeing increasingly more Model X Plaids on the shipping truck. I think Fremont is kind of the key, I think, to this quarter. Shanghai, of course, we know there's some lockdowns. I still think Tesla outperforms what analysts are projecting as dead time. And of course, Berlin is just started here. Expectations are very low there. But I think Fremont is secretly killing it, not only with high margin cars, but also with volume. So we got a lot of news out that way as well. And of course, today, Sawyer actually tweeted this out saying Tesla Fremont outbound lot is looking very full in the last quarter. And Troy Tesla, I think, is a few thousand more than the analyst consensus on the street. And here we get photos of Fremont. So it's really looking like an exciting quarter. And again, I go back to the fact that, expectations are low. And you really have to go through the shareholder deck to get an idea as to kind of how low this is for a second. If you look at quarter four last year, Tesla produced about 180,000 cars. 180,000 cars, quarter four 2020, that is. In the following quarter, quarter one, given seasonality, given back then chip shortages were I would argue even a bigger problem than they are now, Tesla produced the same in quarter one as they did in quarter four. the way that we're trending at the moment, 305,000, let's round up, 306,000 produced in quarter four of 2021. And with analysts projecting about 309,000, they're essentially projecting the same level of growth from quarter four 2020 to quarter one 2021 as they are from quarter four 2021 to now quarter one 2022. And so I'm just betting, I guess, the over that, Tesla comes out and Tesla kills it this year, this quarter. And remember, wild cards can happen. Who knows? Especially with Omicron and everything happened around there. It's not just about Tesla. I get that. It's about suppliers and how much parts they had backlogged, all this sort of stuff. But the way I look at it again is that if Tesla meets street expectations this year, or this quarter, I should say, the street's still going to consider that a beat, considering all the headwinds that Tesla's had. If they beat it, it's going to be really incredible in terms of how it's going to go. And just anecdotally speaking, and I saw some comments in here as well about people saying they're seeing a lot of deliveries happening in the area. I agree. I'm seeing semi-trucks. I just saw one last week. I saw another one today. Semi-trucks are everywhere with Teslas. And, it's, of course, plural of anecdote is not data, but take that with what it's worth. Options order flow wise, not looking too hot, to be quite honest. I mean, options algo flow is looking pretty weak on the majority of equity names. And as we move into looking at the stock price for a hot second, I would not be surprised if we retest the 9 EMA or the 9-day exponential moving average and retest back to that 1,050, 1,030 kind of area. You can make an argument for a gap fill as well. I think the biggest thing here to look at, especially with the extended run that Tesla's had, and we talk about extended run, I mean, since the middle of March, Tesla had been up at least 45%, 46% from highs a couple of days ago. Retracing back to $1,000 here, not out of the question at all. It's going to be interesting to see how these delivery numbers print out. And again, if Tesla is operating at these levels that are world-class in times when it's the hardest ever to operate, just, think forward 2 or 3 years when, hopefully, cross my fingers, there are no real supply chain issues. We're past the pandemic already at that point. Everything's flowing freely. Chips are abundant in the economy again. Labor force is out there. I think that's really the time that you want to look forward to, because if Tesla can continue to kill it in times when there's major headwind, looking forward, I think the future is looking really bright. And I see some comments here. What's up, everyone? I know I'm live really late. It's the slowest quarter. Yeah. So Matt brings up a good point in the chat. Quarter one's always historically low for auto sales, and I think Tesla, still at the scale that they're at, is, in my opinion, I guess the numbers show otherwise. But really, I think Tesla's demand is not an issue, and that's really a demand question, right? Because if you look at auto companies, quarter one prints are always lower in terms of expected volume. But with Tesla, it's really not a demand question, and that's why I think projecting the way that Tesla did last year from quarter four to quarter one into this year, quarter four to quarter one happening in 2022 might not be the right strategy, but hey, we shall see. And by the way, I'll be going live as soon as delivery numbers come out. I'll throw my phone if I'm out and about. I will come here on the computer and talk if I have to towards the end, or as soon as they come out, and I guess we'll kind of project what earnings might look like. But I'll be happy to go live. Hit the bell notification for that. Much love, everyone. Take care. And I see a lot of split commentary. Remember, tomorrow's Friday. So if you're tuning in, come by tomorrow for Friday Power Hour. Let me know in the chat if you're going to be planning to come in to our Tesla live stream for the 1st of April, not an April Fool's joke. Let me know if you're planning on tuning in. I'll catch you tomorrow. We'll dedicate a whole section, I think, on tomorrow's live stream to talk about the split, what it might do to options. I'm seeing a lot of people commenting about stuff that I just don't think is right when it comes to regards with the split. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow. All right, guys, much love. Take care. Yash signing off. Hope you like the live stream format. If you're watching the replay, throw a comment. You don't have to throw a chat because I don't think you can. Much love. Take care. I see everyone commenting now. See you guys in the live stream tomorrow. Much love. Take care. Yash signing off.